What is going on, everybody? Zyonik here, and in today's video we're going to talk about alternatives to Bastiodon because a lot of people, including myself, either one, don't have enough candy, or two, don't have enough Stardust to invest into a Bastiodon. And Bastiodon being such a prominent Pokemon for this tournament, the role that it fulfills is very necessary to have. So in this video we're going to talk about the best alternatives to a Bastiodon and how you can use them in the Kingdom Cup tournament. But before we get into the video, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all the latest PvP content. Be sure to smash that like button and comment down below and let me know what you think about these alternatives and what questions you guys have about the Kingdom Cup tournament. So be sure to stick around to the end of the video because not only are we going to talk about the great alternatives, but we're going to showcase them in some battles, and then we are also going to talk about a live stream that's going to be happening tomorrow, Saturday, April 6th. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright guys, jumping right into Bastiodon and his alternatives. As you guys can see, I got three alternatives here, which is going to be an Ice Shard Lapras, Steelix, and Melmetal, but in a lesser sense. So, Bastiodon, what is he used for? Why is he so important? So, Bastiodon is there to protect Lucario. Lucario is probably going to be the #1 Pokemon for this tournament. The fact that he can just eliminate so many Pokemon, he's going to be the biggest threat you'll see. Now, because he's the biggest threat, you need to be able to cover him. And Pokemon that can cover Lucario very well is going to be Charizard, Altaria, Alolan Marowak with that Rock Smash. So, because he's covered by those Pokemon, you need something that can protect Lucario, and Bastiodon is the #1 protector of Lucario because with Smackdown, Stone Edge, and Flamethrower, he can beat Charizard, he can beat Altaria, he can beat Alolan Marowak. So, alternatives to that would be an Ice Shard Lapras. Ice Shard Lapras versus an Altaria is going to do very well because not only does it have Ice moves, which is going to be 4 times damage against Altaria. It also has Surf to bait shields, and that Surf is also going to be doing super effective damage to Charizard and to Alolan Marowak. So that is why an Ice Shard Lapras with ideally Ice Beam and Surf, so a double legacy, would be a great alternative to a Bastiodon. And moving over to the right, Steelix is going to be amazing for this tournament. Not only can he counter, Alolan Marowak and Altaria, but he is also a complete wall to Bastiodon. So not only can you protect Lucario's counters, but you can beat the protector of Lucario. So Steelix having Dragon Tail, Crunch, and Earthquake. Crunch and Earthquake will both be doing super effective damage to Alolan Marowak. And then the Dragon Tail with the bulkiness will be able to take down Altaria. And then versus Bastiodon, he's going to be doing very well with those Earthquakes while not taking a lot of damage. Now, Bastiodon, with having Flamethrower, still won't really be able to take out Steelix because Steelix is just so tanky, and Bastiodon not having that stab damage. The only way Bastiodon really wins is if Bastiodon uses 2 shields and Steelix doesn't shield at all. So, with Steelix, you could invest 1 shield and completely dominate a Bastiodon. Now, those are the top 2 alternatives, and ideally I would recommend, if you don't have a Bastiodon, I would recommend having both of these Pokemon on your team, Steelix and Ice Shard Lapras. Why? Well, Steelix, even though he can cover Alolan Marowak, Altaria, and Bastiodon, he's going to be weak to that Charizard. He's going to be weak to that Blaziken. And Lapras being able to cover Charizard better with Surf and being able to cover Blaziken better with Surf. And even Blaziken having counter is going to beat up on a Lapras, but getting that Surf off with possibly no shields could really turn the tide of the battle. So I would recommend taking both of those if you don't have a Bastiodon. Now, a runner-up, a Pokemon that can still do okay, but he kind of gets beat up by too many things to be as relevant, is going to be Melmetal. So Melmetal with Thundershock, Thunderbolt, and Rock Slide. That Rock Slide is going to be able to handle Altaria. Altaria's Sky Attack won't be able to do a lot to Melmetal, so Melmetal is a direct counter to Altaria. But you do need to remember that Melmetal is going to be weak to fire, and he's going to get beat up by those fighting Pokemon. So Charizard, Lucario, Blaziken, are all going to really take him out. On top of Lapras's Surfs are really going to take a chunk out of him, so he gets beat up in a lot of ways. But if you don't have a Steelix, you don't have an Ice Shard Lapras, Melmetal is probably your answer there. And if you don't have him and you're wondering how you get him through trading with people who have the Pokemon Let's Go. So get in touch with people for that. Alright, now that we've kind of explained the top Pokemon here, we're going to get into some battles. So I lead with Charizard, she leads with Celio. Now this is a Water Gun Celio, so this Charizard is really going to get destroyed. So I need to switch out of there. I'm going to switch into Lucario. We're going to go ahead and shield this because without shielding on Lucario, you're really not going to be as effective. So shields need to be used on Lucario. She brings in her own Lucario. So we're going to go ahead and get this power-up punch off, get the shield, and we're just going to both basically destroy each other right here. I try to go for that power-up punch. I don't get it. That's okay. We are bringing in Charizard straight into a Dragon Claw to try to burn a shield. We do get the shield. Okay. One quick attack, and we knock him out. So she has 2 Pokemon left. She has Celio, which we know about, so we're not going to shield this. And it is a Body Slam. And we're going to go ahead and get this Dragon Claw off to finish off the Celio. So she has no shields, and she brings in Altaria. And Altaria is a Pokemon that you need to be able to cover. Ice Shard Lapras is the answer. So watch, I have no shields. She uses Sky Attack. That's okay. We're Ice Shard Lapras. We have Ice Beam and Ice Shard, so we completely dominate this situation in a no shield circumstance. So that is Lapras. Alright, moving into the next game, we're going to talk about Steelix in this one. And Steelix, being super effective against those 3 Pokemon you see on the right, he leads with Altaria. That's a win for us. Alright, we keep crunching away using that Dragon Claw. We're going to spam that crunch. He switches out. He switches into Marowak. Even better, right? We're going to go for these crunches. So Steelix already covers 2 Pokemon on his team, all right? We burn a shield there. We get a second crunch because we stored up that energy. Takes out a lot of health. All right, we keep going, keep going. He's going to use probably Shadow Ball here. Yep, it is a Shadow Ball. Takes out a lot of our health, but that's okay. Why? Because we got Crunch and we're tanky. We're going to go ahead and knock out this Alolan Marowak. Alright, so he has Altaria, and now he has Bastiodon. So Steelix covers all 3 of these Pokemon. Watch this, guys. We go for the Earthquake, right? He thinks it's possibly a crunch. He's saving that shield. Earthquake. Boom. There goes Bastiodon. We haven't used a shield. We haven't lost a Pokemon, and we almost beat his whole team. We still have Lucario and Altaria. And this is why I said Steelix might be the best answer for you, but you still need that Lapras because you need to be able to cover those Fire-type Pokemon that will beat Steelix. So, he brings in Altaria. We're going to go ahead and charge up and get this Power Punch off to try to burn a shield here. We don't get the shield, but that's okay because remember, we still have Altaria in the back, so we're just going to get another power-up punch off. We're just going to keep hurting this Altaria as much as we can. Alright, he gets his Sky Attack off. That's okay. Not too worried. He doesn't have any shields, and we have Altaria, and we're just going to win on those quick attacks right there. So that's Steelix, guys, and that's how effective he can be in this tournament. Alright, moving into this next game, we're going to take a look at Melmetal. And Melmetal is just going to be a direct counter to Altaria, but that may be enough to win your tournament. So, we're going to go ahead and lead off with Melmetal, and he leads off with Altaria. That's the win for us. This is the best situation we could get into. So we're just going to store energy, go for a Rock Slide, either take this Altaria out or burn shields. So he burns a shield. Alright, we're going to keep storing energy. He bails out of there. Alright, he goes into Steelix. So we're going to go ahead and go into the wrong Pokemon because I tapped wrong on my screen. But that's okay because we're going to block this Crunch, and because I don't have the ideal moveset, we're going to go for a Fire Blast. And he doesn't know that I have Fire Blast, which is so amazing. So he thinks I'm probably going to go for a Shadow Ball, which I wouldn't shield, but we go for the Fire Blast anyways. Take out the Steelix. Alright, sweet. Turn that loss into a huge win. Alright, he brings in Altaria again. So, we're going to try to go for the Shadow Ball. We don't get it. We're going to go back to Melmetal, get these Rock Slides off. This Rock Slide, going to be doing a ton of damage, so he blocks it. We keep storing energy. He switches out to Lapras. We switch to Lucario. This is huge. He doesn't have shields. We have a shield here. We're going to go ahead and block it. Block this Surf. Get off this Power-Up Punch, which is going to do tons of damage to this Lapras. We take out the Lapras, and now we have a ramped up Lucario versus Altaria, but he does have Sky Attack, okay? Alright, Sky Attack really taking us out there. But remember, we have Melmetal with Energy, with Rock Slide, and he doesn't have Shield, so we're back to square one. He gets off this Sky Attack, but remember, Melmetal resists flying moves, I should say, and he's able to get off another Rock Slide to finish off the game, and that is why Melmetal could be very clutch for you in this tournament. Alright, now the live stream that I was referring to at the beginning of the video, it's going to be Kiang and I talking strategy, team building, answering your guys' questions, and we're also going to be doing lots of Kingdom Cup battles, and it's going to be happening Saturday, April 6th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find Kiang IV's stream on his YouTube channel, and you'll be able to find my stream on my Twitch channel, Zyonik. I hope to see you guys there. This is going to be a very fun night. And we don't really have a designated time or how many battles we're going to do. We're just going to kind of go with the flow and try to give as much information and talk about this tournament as much as we can for you guys, and also do a lot of battles to showcase the Pokemon that are going to do very well. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you guys found it informative, and I hope you guys are able to track down these alternatives so you can be very successful when it comes to your Pokemon Go Kingdom Cup tournament. And like always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.